I've been following this subreddit for ages, but never imagined I'd share my own story. This mess has got me second-guessing my whole life. So let's dive in. Sophia and I have been a couple for 2.5 years, cohabiting for the past year in my place. Everything appeared solid, not flawless, but decent. We divided chores, took vacations, had our habits. I believed we were heading toward a serious commitment. Last Tuesday evening, she pulled me aside for what she termed complete transparency. She mentioned she'd been reflecting on our partnership and had to reveal the facts. My pulse quickened since I assumed it was either proposal discussion or split-up talk. But she dropped this on me. "Ethan, I have to inform you that I enjoy your company. I truly do. However, I don't feel love for you. I'm uncertain if I ever did, and I'm not sure if I ever will. Yet I don't wish to end things, and I don't want our dynamic to shift." I gazed at her, then inquired what that precisely implied. She explained she was content with our setup, our closeness, our circle of friends, how we handled bills, all of it. She simply desired for me to be aware of her true emotions so we could proceed with openness. I remained seated for perhaps 5 minutes absorbing it. Then I chose my path. I responded, "Thanks for the candor. I value knowing the reality." She appeared eased and mentioned she was pleased I got it. We slept as usual that night. The following day, I began implementing changes. I stopped the regular flower shipment I'd arranged to her office. I relocated my bedding and some outfits to the spare room/my workspace. I activated Splitwise and forwarded her a thorough summary of the prior 3 months' costs where I'd paid extra. Meals at restaurants. Her outings with pals that I'd foot. That getaway to Sonoma. Some totaled $1,820 she needed to reimburse. I also altered our messaging style. No further wake-up notes with emojis. No additional random thoughts of you during work hours. No more pictures from the job. Only essential items. Shopping needs. Calendars syncing. Standard housemate exchanges. Upon her return home Wednesday, she looked puzzled. Questioned why I felt altered. I clarified that I honored her truthfulness and was adapting our connection to align with her sentiments. She claimed I was exaggerating. Thursday a.m., she attempted our standard farewell embrace ritual. I offered a casual tap on the arm and wished her a nice day. She seemed wounded, which baffled me. That night, she prepared my preferred meal as a treat. When I proposed sending her half the food expense via app, she became irritated. Stated I was acting odd about it all. I described that as companions and cohabitants now, we ought to divide costs equally. That's reasonable, correct? Friday, she invited her pal Mia over. They murmured and glanced my way. Once Mia departed, Sophia requested a chat. She accused me of penalizing her for openness and noted she never requested I cease being tender. I informed her I wasn't penalizing anybody. I was merely interacting with her precisely as one does with someone who appreciates them but lacks love, like a buddy. The closeness, romance, and partner perks I provided were signs of affection. Given she doesn't feel love for me and doesn't desire that kind of bond, I figured it was proper to modify. She fell silent and remarked that wasn't her intention. But this is what's troubling me. What was her intention? She desires me to continue behaving as her partner while aware she lacks love for me. She wants me to persist covering costs, being sentimental, organizing special outings, and sharing the bed with a person who just informed me she doesn't feel love for me. Her pal Mia messaged me afterward claiming I'm acting childish and should value Sophia's truthfulness rather than having a fit. But I'm not having a fit. I expressed gratitude for her truthfulness and adapted suitably. This weekend, Sophia has been employing various strategies. Saturday, she purchased fancy sushi from that spot we visited for our milestone and proposed we stream shows and relax later. I expressed thanks for considering me, covered my share, and headed to my space to tinker with my bike repair task. Sunday, she inquired if I fancied visiting the outdoor market as before. I mentioned I was linking up with my mate Luca to assist with shifting some items, but she should certainly head out and have fun. She's been exhaling heavily and remarking on how distant I'm acting. But I'm not distant, I'm cordial and considerate. I'm courteous, I handle my portion of chores. I'm simply regarding her as what she declared she is. Am I managing this incorrectly? Since everybody appears to view me as the jerk here, but I truly don't grasp what she anticipated when she revealed she doesn't feel love for me, but desires all to remain identical. So matters have intensified in manners I didn't foresee. Thanks to all who replied to my initial entry. Reviewing your feedback made me feel less insane about this mess. Wednesday a.m. Sophia's vehicle failed to start. Not merely low battery, complete wiring breakdown, requiring a haul. Typically, I'd have promptly offered my car, managed the repair shop, no worries. Instead, I remarked, "That's unfortunate, sorry. Roadside assistance ought to manage the haul." She gawked at me as if I'd sprouted another limb. "Just that? What are you saying? You're not going to assist?" I elaborated that as her companion, I'm glad to provide lifts when suitable, but the vehicle fix is her duty. Previously, as her partner, I'd have dealt with it since that's what couples do for one another, but she'd specified we're not couples in that way. The fix quote was $2,100. She inquired if I could front it, and she'd repay. I informed her that's a large sum that buddies don't usually loan and recommended she explore installment options with the garage or consult her relatives. She remained hushed the remainder of the day. Thursday night her pal Mia arrived without notice. She confronted me and lectured about how I'm exploiting Sophia's fragility and causing her to rue her candor. I posed Mia a straightforward query. Would you pursue a relationship with someone who directly stated they don't feel love for you? Extended silence. That's not the same. Why not? You two share background. You cohabitate. So if a person you shared space and history with declared they don't feel love for you but desired to continue bedding together, having you fund outings and behaving as a duo, you'd accept that. Another extended silence. You're distorting it. I'm genuinely not. I'm inquiring if you'd remain in that precise scenario. She diverted to how Sophia is experiencing issues and requires my backing. I stated I'm providing support as a companion, which is what Sophia indicated she desires. Then Mia uttered something that truly resonated. She never stated she wanted to be merely companions. That struck me. Because she's correct, Sophia never stated she wanted to be merely companions. She stated she doesn't feel love for me, but desires all to stay precisely identical. And that's even more distorted than it was already. Friday night, Sophia requested if we could discuss our situation. I agreed. She began ranting about how I'm being vindictive and forcing her to suffer for candor. I halted her and said, Sophia, I must ask you something straight. When you revealed you don't feel love for me, what precisely did you hope I'd do with that knowledge? I wanted you to comprehend my emotional state. All right, and after that, how did you envision our bond persisting? Identical to prior. I informed you I didn't want alterations, but all was founded on the premise that we felt love for each other. The closeness, the monetary mingling, the long-term strategies, everything. If you don't feel love for me, why would you desire me to maintain those actions? She grew annoyed and claimed I was complicating things unnecessarily. Then she unleashed the shocker. I contacted my folks. They wish to speak with you. Saturday p.m. her parents arrived. I genuinely appreciate them. They've consistently been nice to me. But this was uncomfortable beyond measure. Her mother began with, Ethan, we're worried about your approach to Sophia's openness. Her father interjected. She was courageous to express her emotions, and now you're disciplining her for it. I remained composed and outlined my viewpoint. Then I displayed the splitwise details, the captures of me funding outing costs, the stopped flower service notice. I elaborated that all these were displays of romantic affection. I'm not disciplining Sophia for openness, I stated. I'm honoring what she revealed. She doesn't feel love for me. These sentimental acts and monetary aid were based on the conviction that we were forging a loving alliance. She's made clear that's not the case. Her mother inquired, so what is it? Per Sophia, we're two individuals who enjoy each other and reside together conveniently. Her father paused briefly, then addressed Sophia. If you don't feel love for someone, why expect them to keep behaving as if they do? Sophia became distressed and said they didn't comprehend. Her mother asked her outright, Dear, do you love Ethan? It's complex. It's not complex. Do you love him or not? Prolonged quiet. I value him. Her father faced me and said, Young man, you're managing this precisely correctly. If she doesn't love you, she shouldn't anticipate partner perks. They departed soon after. Sophia hasn't conversed with me since except for essential home matters. Sunday evening, Sophia shared on Instagram an image of her splitwise notice with certain costs highlighted, titled, When your partner begins billing you for couple costs and regarding you as an outsider because you had a fragile phase. Psychological coercion exists, women. My device erupted with notifications. Her pals, some shared pals, even my relative inquiring what on earth was happening. I didn't reply openly. Instead, I formed a group message with our nearest shared pals. I forwarded the complete background, captures of her openness dialogue, the sequence of my reactions, all. The replies were fascinating. My mate Jack. Dude, she informed you she doesn't love you but wants you to keep funding outings. That's insane. Our pal Nicole. Hold on. She wants to keep being intimate but doesn't love you. That would confuse me as well. Even Tara, who's nearer to Sophia. This is controlling as heck. She can't enjoy both sides. Sophia's share vanished by Sunday evening. I'm not attempting to injure Sophia. Truly not. But I can't feign acceptance of someone seeking to draw all the advantages of a devoted partner from a person who doesn't reciprocate love. Addition to all inquiring why I don't simply end it with her. Truthfully, I continue hoping she'll grasp how odd her demand is and either choose she does wish to develop love for me or choose she wants to separate. The cohabiting setup is tricky as it's my place in contract. Revision 2. Shared 1 week afterward. This is likely my last revision unless something big occurs. The circumstance has essentially sorted itself, though not in any manner I anticipated. Following the kin mediation and online fiasco, Sophia changed approaches. She began performing all my favorite activities, preparing my brew just as I prefer in the AM, acquiring that particular craft beer I noted enjoying once, making detailed suppers with several dishes. Every instance, I'd express gratitude and propose covering my part or adding to the food expense. This obviously irked her, but I upheld that companions divide costs justly. The tipping point was when she expended $80 on supplies for this intricate fish noodle recipe, evidently awaiting some magnificent display of thanks. When I transferred her $40 via app later, she erupted. This is crazy, Ethan. I'm attempting to demonstrate I value you. I value that you value me as a companion. We're not merely companions. Then what are we? Since you've been quite explicit that you don't love me. She couldn't reply to that. Tuesday to Thursday was difficult. She began instigating arguments overall, how I arranged the washer, my bike equipment and the storage, my demeanor. Wednesday evening, she fully erupted, yelling about how I'm psychologically harmful and controlling her via denying tenderness. She uttered some truly painful remarks about how I'm too dim to grasp subtlety and behaving like a mechanical android. I captured this on my device. My area allows single-party recording, not to wield against her, but as I desired accuracy on what was really expressed. The next AM, she behaved as if nothing occurred and prepared me morning meal. I consumed it, thanked her, placed cash on the surface for supplies, and headed to the job. Friday, she proposed pair counseling. She'd located a counselor who focuses on bond shifts and dialogue hurdles. I informed her I'd consider it. But truthfully, what would we convey to the counselor? My partner desires me to love her romantically while she doesn't return it. Saturday AM, I provided her my response. Sophia, I don't require counseling to aid me in accepting a lopsided loving bond. I need to be with a person who truly loves me. She began weeping and claimed she was addressing her emotions and merely needed duration. How much duration? I queried. I don't know. Months? Years? Should I suspend my emotional requirements forever while you determine if you'll ever love me? More weeping. No reply. This is where it becomes truly chaotic. Sunday evening, Sophia went all-out destructive on online platforms. Instagram sequence about monetary harm in bonds. Short videos about guys who discipline ladies for candor. A social network entry about self-centered mates who exploit your fragility. She shared captures of our splitwise notices, but selectively trimmed the background. She displayed the flower service stop, but not her lack of love talk. She shared about me shifting to the extra room, but presented it as me deserting her. My device was frantic. Her colleagues were messaging me labeling me a jerk. Some woman from her fitness group informed me I was garbage in my direct messages. My own sibling phoned asking what the heck was occurring. But here's where Sophia committed a key error. She involved numerous shared pals in her reveal Ethan effort, including folks who were in that group message where I'd provided the full background. Jack captured her shares and forwarded them to the group with, "This is nuts. She's actually fabricating the events." Nicole remarked on Sophia's social entry. "Lady, this isn't the complete tale, and you realize it." Tara truly challenged her openly. "Sophia, you informed him you don't love him. What did you anticipate?" Monday AM, I awoke to Sophia sobbing at the dining surface. All her shares were removed. She'd been awake all night managing furious notes from pals who knew the facts. She pleaded with me to share something protecting her, claiming she overreacted and didn't intend to fabricate. I informed her I wouldn't openly shame her more, but I also wouldn't fabricate for her. Tuesday night, Sophia approached me and claimed she'd been contemplating all. She inquired if we could begin anew, not as couple, not as cohabitants, but strive towards something genuine. I asked what that meant in practice. We could court, like properly court, commence from scratch. Sophia, we reside together. We've been intimate for 2 years. We can't precisely commence from scratch. Then what do you desire? I desire to be with a person who loves me, not a person who might love me someday, not a person who's addressing it, not a person who's challenging me, a person who truly loves me. She remained hushed for an extended period, then claimed, I don't believe that's me. At last, some genuine candor. All right, I remarked. So what now? We devoted Wednesday night to the most open dialogue we'd had throughout. She confessed that she'd wished I'd battle for her when she revealed she didn't love me. She'd perused some piece on raw truth igniting passion and believed it would prompt me to exert more. I wanted you to demonstrate that you loved me sufficiently to remain even if I didn't return it, she claimed. That was devastating and enraging simultaneously. Sophia, I never ceased loving you. I ceased displaying romantic love because you informed me you didn't desire or experience that sort of love. There's a distinction. She began weeping again. I understand that now. We discussed practicalities. The place is under my name. I covered the initial deposit. All the furnishings are mine or items we acquired jointly that I funded. She earns well, but hasn't saved since I'd been handling many of our combined costs. I devoted Thursday investigating units in her price range and forwarded her a selection of options. She appeared swamped and inquired if she could remain until she sorted matters. I informed her kindly but steadfastly that we required a schedule. Cohabiting while navigating this wasn't beneficial for either. Friday a.m., Sophia phoned her parents weeping. By p.m., her mother phoned me. Ethan, is there any possibility you two can resolve this? I outlined all again. Her mother paused then remarked, she informed me she was challenging you. That piece she perused. Dear, that's not how sound bonds function. I know, Mrs. Thompson. Her dad and I will assist with initial payment and relocation expenses. She needs to relocate, and you both need room to recover. Sophia committed to a single-bedroom unit Sunday. Her parents covered initial month plus deposit. She'll relocate next weekend. We're dividing joint possessions equitably. She can claim whatever she desires that's not costly or meaningful to me. I'm not furious anymore, just sorrowful about the entire mess. I truly did love her. I still do somewhat. But I can't forge a tomorrow with a person who would challenge my love by feigning no reciprocation. Addition, Sophia's parents forwarded me a truly warm message regretting the whole mess and claiming they taught her better. They're decent folks. I hope she gains from this ordeal. Ultimate revision. Shared 3 weeks afterward. I wasn't intending another revision, but numerous folks have contacted requesting resolution, and some notable events have transpired that I believe merit sharing. Sophia relocated 2 Saturdays past. It was odd, not theatrical or sentimental, just bizarre witnessing someone bundle their whole existence in your world into containers. Luca arrived to aid, which simplified matters. He's a solid pal, didn't pose needless queries, just appeared with brew and assisted in transporting. Sophia's father also arrived, and truthfully he was more assistance than she. She kept becoming sidetracked and upset. The entire procedure lasted roughly 6 hours. When finished, she hovered by the entrance as if desiring to utter something deep. Instead, she merely remarked, "Look after yourself, Ethan." Same to you, Sophia. And that concluded it. 2.5 years finished. Initial action I took was thorough scrubbing all. Not as it was filthy, but since I needed to reclaim the area psychologically. Repositioned furnishings, placed my bike periodicals back on the low table, positioned my instrument in the spot where her dressing stand once stood. It's amusing how much room one individual occupies. The place seems larger now, but also more silent. I maintained the splitwise profile running for several days if there were any last joint costs to resolve. She reimbursed the $1,820 she owed in 3 parts, plus her share of bills up to her departure. No conflict over the funds, which I valued. This is the segment that genuinely astonished me. I anticipated our pal circle to be uncomfortable and split, but that's not what transpired. Most have been amazingly encouraging. Jack arranged a men's evening the weekend post her departure. We didn't discuss Sophia much, just gambled cards, viewed hoops, consumed excess pie. Precisely what I required. Nicole and Tara have contacted me routinely. Tara actually regretted initially believing I was overly strict. She claimed observing Sophia's online breakdown made her recognize how controlling the entire mess was. Even some of Sophia's other pals have connected privately to say they believe I manage things properly. I've generally evaded learning about Sophia's status, but some details have seeped through regardless. She evidently began counseling, which is positive. She's also been contacting shared pals for confirmation on the mess, which is less positive. Per Tara, Sophia's been informing folks she erred and desires to attempt again with me. She's requested several pals to connect for her. Last week, Sophia messaged me straight inquiring if we could link up. The note was lengthy and remorseful, claiming she'd gained so much about herself and bonds, and couldn't we kindly attempt to resolve? I didn't reply right away. I pondered it for 2 days, then responded. Sophia, I hope counseling is progressing well for you. I believe we both need to advance individually. Please don't reach me again unless urgent. She answered inquiring what she could do to correct matters. I didn't reply to that. I'm faring better than anticipated, truthfully. The initial week was tough, kept habitually purchasing 2 brews in the AM, reserving dinner shares for her, silly small routines like that. But it's improving. I'm resting better in my own space again. I've been preparing more, experimenting with dishes I couldn't before as Sophia disliked hot flavors or seafood or such. Minor liberties, but they accumulate. Many folks have inquired if I'm prepared to court again. Truthfully, not yet. I'm still digesting the whole ordeal and what I discovered about myself. I'm not resentful towards Sophia. I hope she determines what she truly desires in bonds and learns to express openly without control. But that's her path to pursue, not mine to lead her through. For now, I'm centered on my own development, mastering instrument, strengthening bonds, tackling tasks I value, accumulating funds. When I'm set to court again, I'll recognize what to seek. Someone who's thrilled to love me, not someone who's evaluating if I'm worth the work. Thanks once more to all who backed me through this. Online unknowns provided me more comprehension and affirmation than some of the folks really in my existence. This group is quite remarkable.